A tiny island nation with few natural resources and a modest population managed to secure control over nearly 1/4 of the Earth's land and people. Military conquest of this scale is often associated with kings, crowns, and state-funded armies marching across borders. The primary instrument of British expansion was a private trading organization founded in 1600, the East India Company. The British Empire prioritized a singular objective: generating profit above traditional territorial glory. The East India Company evolved beyond basic commerce, eventually acquiring powers typically reserved for sovereign nations, such as setting political policy and declaring war. To protect its commercial interests, the company built private armies and began collecting direct taxes from the local populations it subdued. India became the company's most valuable asset. Trading outposts on this map expand outward, turning vast territories into a captive workforce. The immense wealth extracted was funneled back to London, providing capital for Britain's rise. No corporation in history had ever wielded such state-like authority, transforming the private pursuit of wealth into a comprehensive system of administration. By the 1700s, the British faced a logistical problem. Possessing global territory is only profitable if a nation can extract and process resources at a high volume. Britain solved this by becoming the first industrialized nation, changing how goods were produced and resources were managed. Mechanized factories replaced traditional labor. This efficiency provided an economic and military edge that societies relying on manual production could not match. London grew into the commercial center of this new world, with its streets defined by dense crowds and constant shipping traffic. Industrialization allowed Britain to process raw materials at a scale that made its economy the strongest on Earth. Railways and steamships eliminated the limitations of distance, drastically reducing the time required to move people and goods between continents. Steamships became the arteries of the empire. They carried massive amounts of cargo across the oceans, regardless of seasonal wind patterns. A global feedback loop emerged. Raw materials flowed into Britain, while manufactured goods were exported back to captive colonial markets. Under the protection of the Royal Navy, the world's oceans were transformed from natural barriers into secure British trade routes. This integration of industrial production and steam transport successfully synchronized the global economy into a single machine. Maintaining such a massive network was expensive, and administrative costs rose alongside nationalist rebellions in the colonies. World War I dealt a devastating blow. It drained the British treasury and resulted in tremendous human casualties. World War II pushed the system to its limit, leaving the nation heavily indebted and its own cities physically damaged. Britain could no longer afford the military and administrative costs of colonial rule, leading to a wave of successful independence movements. Indian independence in 1947 marked the conclusion of the empire's physical dominance over the region. The physical empire dissolved because the financial costs of maintaining the original blueprint were no longer sustainable. While the British Empire surrendered its territories, the underlying systems it established to manage them survived. The English language and standardized education systems were exported to synchronize the colonies and create a global workforce. Parliamentary democracy and common law were established worldwide to ensure predictable, standardized environments for international trade. Even leisure was exported. British sports were used to instill shared values and cultural loyalty across diverse populations. This invites a reconsideration of history. Did the empire truly disappear, or did it become the invisible infrastructure of the modern world? The shadow of this corporate blueprint still stretches across our global society today.